Hello and welcome to Gully Talk. I hope you're all doing good. Well, it's raining cricket. With the Champions Trophy, WPL, now it's time to dive deep into the madness of IPL 2025. Apart from covering all the cricketing action, Gully Talk will also be covering a very important aspect of IPL, the loyal IPL fan. Yes, you heard me right. We're also going to be talking about the amount of happiness and the amount of excitement it's going to be bringing to lots of people in the next couple of months. But let's get going. My name is Saru, and joining me is my co host, my friend, colleague, and most importantly, a huge cricket fanatic. Welcome, Abhishek.
Thank you, Saru. Thank you for allowing me to enter the gully. That's where we play cricket. A lot of us have played cricket over so many years. Glad to be the first person on Gully Talk for this particular edition. And oh, wow, it's IPL time again, right?
Yeah, it's IPL, I mean, season 18. So, what are your first thoughts on that?
Yeah, season 18, that means it's finally legal, right? Sorry, that's that's a bad joke, but yes, 18 long seasons. I think it started out in 2008, or rather, it did start out in 2008. I was probably 20 years old and was looking into a television screen, wondering what this beast is. And let's circle back 2025. I'm now watching it on the smallest of devices possible on OTT, but I think it's become a beast and it's now on everyone's mobile phones and everyone seems to be enjoying it.
Yeah, isn't it ironic? It's IPL with the 18th edition, and they've brought a 13-year-old into the scheme of things.
Yeah,
Vaibhav
that's
Suryavanshi.
you bring out a great point because I still want to know how is a 13-year-old going to manage the limelight with all the media attention on him, especially for, I mean, I don't know what I was doing when I was 13. I was probably hogging away to glory. But for someone to enter the scheme of things at age 13, because he has this six hitting prowess, I am looking forward to maybe Weber Suryavanshi tonking a few and learning a lot from RR and Co. And of course, one and only Rahul Dravid.
Yeah, I don't know. As a 13-year-old, I was probably stressing about math at school. That's the best that I can think
That's
of.
what. And here is someone who's trying to hit six sixes in 1 over. Unbelievable.
Lovely. So, jokes aside, today on Gully Talk, Abhishek and me, we've actually split the 10 teams. We have taken five teams each, and we're
Yes.
going to be talking about essentially their how well they're placed with regard to the playoffs, their team composition. Not really, we're not really going to get into the playing 11 because I, for one, I'm still coming to terms with the Rajasthan not having a butler, or for that matter, a Sunrisers without Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So more about the playing 11 little later, but for now we'll talk about the teams.
Sure, sure. Why not? I think I'll start with the perennial favorite that I always. I mean, ever since IPL started, I've always enjoyed that yellow color, that jersey yellow. So let's start with CSK because CSK always sort of. I know they've sort of dipped out over the past few years, but you can always bank on CSA to give some extremely good performances. And now with that change of guard last year, which we saw with Ruturaj taking over, but let's be honest, MSD still calls the shots for a lot of decisions on the field. So looking forward to CSK. I know they've had a topsy-turvy 2020. They won it in between 2020s rather. They won it in between. Then they almost plummeted to the bottom position. Last year they finished somewhere in mid-table. So let's look forward to MSD, Rituraj and Co doing something. They've sorted out their opening combination with Devon Conway and Rutu. So maybe, just maybe, they will have some momentum. And I think they're a momentum driven team. If they start well, they sort of really go all guns blazing. So if I were to tip them for the playoffs, yes, maybe they will be in the 1, 2, 3, 4 list.
I actually did incorporate CSK in the playoffs, but I think I just tipped them off towards the last minute with Punjab. That's what I
Okay.
did.
All right.
Well, the Abhishek started off with one of the giants of IPL, which is CSK. But obviously, I'm going to go with the next giant, which is Mumbai Indians.
Right.
Yeah, this is one team I'm really rooting for. I think they probably have the best batting alongside someone like Sunrisers. Uh,
Absolutely.
I'm actually banking on Rohit Sharma to be the highest run getter this time. I'm just putting my money out there and saying he
Whoa,
is going
big
to be the highest
claims.
run
Those are
getter.
big claims. Okay.
Yes, and Hardik Pandya looks like he's in good space. Most probably, it will be Rohit Sharma opening with either a Ryan Rickleton or maybe Will Jacks. Not sure if both of them will get to play. If there's any weakness, I think I would see it with regard to the spin department with MI. I think barring
Yes.
Santner, I don't see much of support there. But of
True.
course, if Bumrah is fit, do you really need support from any other end?
Right. With all the legacy that they have, they will probably make it for the playoffs. Once again,
Most
momentum. Yeah, once again, you would agree they are a momentum-driven team. Uh, but yes, there have been cases where they've started out slow and really sort of accelerated towards the business end. So yeah, so if Mumbai is in your list, all the very best to you.
Yes. So my first team is Mumbai in the playoffs. So over to
Super.
you, Abhishek. Yeah.
So let me go to our next team, and I'm picking this specifically because of the humongous changes that they've made in the entirety of their team structure or players. And I'm talking about Punjab. I would have generally not put Punjab or Kings 11 Punjab or Punjab Kings rather in any of my lists, but I'm just doing this because of Ricky Ponting, number one, at the helm of affairs, and number two, because of Shreyas Iyer and all that he's done over the past 9 months, having won with KKR, and I'm still
Mm.
wondering how KKR let him go. Number two, having had some very impressive performances in SM80 in the Vijay Hazare, as
Right.
well as, of course, you just spoke about Champions Trophy. So he
Champions
was one
Trophy.
of those integral cogs for Team India to, especially in the middle order. So he's on an all-time high. I think all the
I
stars
think he
are
wants to
aligned.
bat one down based on one of his interviews yesterday.
Unbelievable,
Yeah.
unbelievable. So that means we might see a century by him in the shortest format too. You never know. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's see. I mean, suddenly Kings 11, sorry, rather the Punjab team is in the mix of things, and it's all because of that factor with Ricky Ponting and Shreyas. I think they've also worked together when they were in Delhi.
In
So
Delhi.
yeah, so maybe they have a very good combo. Would I place them in the playoffs? I'm not very sure, considering so many years of indifferent performances. But you
Mhm.
never know. A little bit of luck and a little bit of pump here and there, they might just make it.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why I have probably put Punjab over CSK is strangely the CSK side comes across a bit, apologies to all the fans, a bit rusty, so to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
Uh,
that's because a lot of people say that it's a daddy's team. But yeah, they somehow get the results.
yeah, but I think the first few matches will really set the tone,
Yeah,
and we pretty much know how it's going. Yes, so that brings me to the next team, which is down south, my city, RCB. Yeah, I- if the fans could win the match, they would have won all IPLs.
absolutely. They would have had at least 15 titles, all
Yeah,
thanks to the RCB fan. Correct.
yeah, but you must give it to them, yeah,
Yeah, of
wouldn't
course,
you?
of
Yeah,
course, of course.
yeah,
Unbelievable spirit. I love their game on social media, and you would agree this. I think
yes,
if there was a championship trophy for social media engagement, RCB would win it every year. But
yeah.
I think Virat really needs one IPL trophy.
Yes, yeah, and it should be this one. Yeah, mm, yeah. The RCB is looking good. I think it will, of course, be Virat with his new opening partner Phil Salt.
Yeah.
Batting looks
Correct.
good. I think Patidar. Yes, everybody is waiting to
Oh
see how
yes.
Patidar is going to captain this side. Bowling is not probably a side which would probably intimidate the other teams. You're looking at Yash Dayal, you're looking at Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Josh Hazelwood, who's just probably coming off
Of an
from a long
injury.
break injury. Yeah, so bowling looks weak, and the other thing which actually sort of catches the eye is there. I think they're 5, 6, 7 batting, which is Liam Livingston, Jitesh Sharma, Tim David, Krunal Pandya. It's that mix which kind of immediately catches your eye. But yeah, if Kohli is going to be hitting like he did last year,
Oh
then
my goodness.
he can take the
I,
trophy.
I probably have just one thing for the RCB fan. And so please be a little forgiving if Rajat Patidar doesn't give you the results in the first few matches.
Absolutely.
He is trying. He is trying for you. So please be a little empathetic. I think after RCB, I'd like to go with one of those very new teams, relatively new ones, LSG. Once
No?
again, they're in the news for probably all the right reasons. It's because there's been a change in guard, there's been a change in a fresh captain. Even their owner seems to be someone who's really backing the new captain, which is of course Rishabh Pant. So
Yes.
Rishabh has some very big shoes to fill, considering all that's happened over the past 2 years. I know, unfortunately, this team has seen a lot of off-field antics being zoomed in rather too much, rather than their exploits on the field. But
Mm.
maybe you never know, with a change in guard, with a swashbuckler like Rishabh, you
Yeah.
might see a change. You will also probably see one of those very good players in Nicholas Puran doing extremely well. I think
Yes.
they're sorted everywhere else, considering Zahir in the mix, along with other leaders for them. So LSG could make it, but once again, I think they're that sort of team who give too much, or rather, read into too much external factors. So maybe if they can just block everything that comes around them, they will be a team to reckon. Would I put them in
Mhm.
the playoffs? Uh, Tough one, really, because I know they did make it some way back in 2022, but after
Yeah.
that it's been bit of an uphill task. But once again, I think they're one of those teams who fall back on net run rate. So I
Hmm.
hope they make I hope they make it, but it's 50-50 at the moment.
50-50. So you're pretty much not counting them in your playoffs.
Yeah, pretty much not. I mean, I don't have all my money on them, but
Yeah.
maybe $1 more, perhaps, just to show some allegiance.
Yeah, that actually brings me to my next team, which is Rajasthan, whom I'm definitely not putting in the playoffs.
Okay.
One of my favorite teams. I'm a big fan of Sanju Samson.
Hmm.
Uh, Yeah, I think it's strange. It's strange how their auction panned out. I know they're one of those teams which has believed in that tradition of five bowlers, five batsmen, with Ryan Parag being their only all rounder. But
Correct.
it's sort of probably taking it a little too far. If you actually look at their team, they hardly have any bench strength. And you kind of see their batting tapering off pretty much. Hetmeyer comes in at 6, 5, 6, maybe Nitesh Rana, Hetmeyer at 5 and 6. And then you're left with Shubham Dumbe, and you're actually expecting someone like Hasaranga or Jofra Archer to come good with the bat.
Yeah.
That's asking for a lot. So I'm not actually counting them in the playoffs, and I'll really be surprised how well Rajasthan does given the resources that they have this time.
Correct. And I'm still, like you said at the beginning, still trying to wrap my head around that decision of letting Butler go, because that particular gentleman is a T20 phenomenon. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, he can take away a game from you in literally 4 balls, considering all the shots that he has. So I think you spoke about RR. So let me talk about KKR.
yeah,
Makes sense, right? Because KKR, defending champions, they let their leader go. I was absolutely surprised with that. I wonder what Shah Rukh Khan, or rather, Shah Rukh Khan doesn't really look into a lot of these things, but there's probably something that Venki Mysore has up his sleeve.
yeah.
Uh, KKR with Ajinkya Rahane, goodbye. I think he brings stability. Rahane is one of those unsung heroes on multiple occasions,
Mm.
because Rahane is someone who does his job, goes home, packs his bag, and enjoys his quiet time with his wife and child. So he's one of those good folks who don't really look into recognition, but they really deserve it. So Rahane at the helm, great. The Venkatesh Iyer, considering the fat paycheck that he will be receiving this year, uh, there could be some pressure. Of course, there is some investment in him, considering the next 3 to 5 year cycle. So I'm assuming, as
Right.
vice captain, Venkatesh Iyer will be looked upon as someone to take up the reins once uh, once Rahane sort of lets go of the format, or whenever he takes
Right.
a decision, that is. So maybe, so this maybe KKR has a lot of things to consider this year. I know that having the defending champions tag can sometimes be overwhelming,
Hmm?
and that helps you lose a lot of grounding, especially in a format where you have to probably win uh, 12 out of 14 to actually enter the playoffs, considering all the net run rate and some no results here and there. So with Rahane the help, I'm pretty confident. And yes, there's also been a change of guard in terms of the coaching department.
Coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's because Gigi is now with the Indian national team. So Mr. Chandrakant Pandit and I'm assuming Dwayne Bravo uh, and his champion show will definitely be something that we should be looking forward to, because they're one team that you can never count out. And will I put them in the playoffs? Yes, they might be amongst number one or two.
One or two, yeah. I'm actually looking at someone like Varun Chakravarti probably
Yes,
picking up lots of wickets. And if he can start off well, and like you said, with Rahane at the helm of affairs,
yes. I think
yes, Venkatesh Iyer with a good.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Let's not count out our one and only mystery spinner of the earlier times, Sunil Narayan.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Sunil Narayan, you just can't count out, and I don't know. Yeah, if you give Dre Russ the challenge of breaking windows or window panes, I think he'll take that up, because the sixes that he hits can go beyond towns and cities. So let's hope that everyone comes into picture. And yes, most importantly, suddenly Rinku Singh seems to be out of a lot of national reckoning.
Yes.
Very surprising. So maybe this is resurrection time for Rinku Singh.
Yeah, hopefully he'll get to bat this time at slightly
Yes,
higher. I think he barely
slightly
got
higher. Yeah.
any
I know.
strike last time.
I think he's batting too lower down the order,
You
and
know
for
down.
someone with the caliber, especially with the caliber that he possesses,
Yeah.
he should be number three, if I'm not wrong. Yeah,
Yeah, if not three, at least a four or five.
at
And
least a
he's
four or
coming
five.
at six and
True.
seven sometimes last time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a let's not waste the talent. Such an amazing talent. That's what.
Yeah. So KKR is in your playoff
Sure,
list.
sure.
That brings me to my team, which is definitely in the playoff list and was the worthy opponent of KKR in last time's final, SRH.
Oh yeah,
As I said earlier, probably one of the best batting lineup. The team which probably did extremely well in the auctions and even more with their retentions. I think they had it
correct.
set pretty much from day one with their retentions. Big advantage is to have someone like Pat Cummins captaining them and to almost
Yeah,
have literally half the side that went to the final last time.
that's right.
I think overall it's really going to help the team dynamics. They did extremely well with some good buys at the auction. Mohammad Shami, Rahul Chahar, Adam
Yeah.
Zampa. So lots of options. If there is any weakness that you see with this team, it's probably again that batting at 5, 6, 7.
hmm
So
hmm
I'm guessing they'll probably expecting someone like Pat Cummins, even Harshal Patel to come good with the bat.
Correct.
Yeah,
Do you have
yeah.
this feeling that teams have figured out how to bowl to Travis
I
Head?
said, hmm,
I have this feeling. A lot, at least the Indian lot sort of know Travis Head, how to bowl at Travis Head now. They've got into his brain. I know 2 years ago he got into ours, but I have a
yes,
feeling our bowlers have have gone that extra mile to find some stock deliveries to dismiss him. So I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know if Travis Head will have a breakthrough year again. Rather, Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma. But if they
yes.
do, 300 as a score will definitely happen.
Will happen. Yeah. In fact, what I'm looking forward to is to see if they can actually take off, rather continue from where they left last year.
Correct, correct,
Will they
correct.
be able to do it again? But yes, if not, Travis said there's Klassen, remember, waiting at 5
Yes,
for all
yes.
the teams.
Oh, he hits a mean ball. My goodness, some of those
Yeah.
shots can really pierce you into the heart. I know that for sure. My
Yeah.
goodness.
So along with Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, I'm probably putting Klassen in that category of highest run getter this time. I think
So,
that's good possible.
so will SRH better that 260 odd that they made? Maybe 300,
Yes,
310, perhaps.
but definitely they will better it this time. Yes, so they are in
Super.
my playoffs. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, they are. Oh, fantastic. Okay,
yeah.
good. Some very good teams are in the playoffs. Fantastic. I have a wild card, and maybe you might agree with this. I think and they're definitely not a team which is languishing somewhere in the bottom. But Gujarat could be a wild card, especially in my list, considering once again change of affairs there with Gill, and makes sense to actually back them because as a new team, or rather as a team which has just sort of started out in the IPL, we have to give them the due that in 2 years at least they were
Yes.
winners one and they were finalists in the other one. So there's something that is working out there, uh, especially in the coaching department. I think it's Nehra ji, right? Nehra ji is there. So uh, नेहरा जी के सब कुछ एकदम बढ़िया है in terms of finding the right talent, and they could spring up some surprises. The reason I'm keeping them as a wild card because last year I saw them suddenly, I mean, not being able to cope up the pressure. So I'm a
Yeah.
bit worried about that if that's a constant thing with that team. And
Mm.
plus, has Shubman Gill really matured as a captain? You never know. Maybe this year could be one year where you realize if this gentleman, or rather this exceptionally good player, can be
Mm.
captain material.
Yeah, which probably actually, considering even Shubman Gill is not really in the reckoning for the Indian T20 scheme of things,
So,
so there is a case sort of to prove from his end. I'm sure
correct.
he would, along with, I think his opening partner will probably be Sai Sudarshan, if I'm
Sai
right.
Sudarshan.
Sai
Yes, that's true.
Sudarshan. Yes. So they're a wild card. That's what you're
They're,
giving them.
they're, they're a wild card. Yes, they're a wild card because I have a team which is 50-50 on the fringes. So probably I'll keep them as a wild card, and uh, at least in the seasons that I've seen in the past, once again a team which builds upon the momentum that they have when it comes to winning matches. So if they do that, you never know. They could really break open the door, enter the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully, let's see.
That brings me to the last team. I'm not so sure I'm going to count them in the playoffs,
Okay.
uh, but definitely it's a make or break year for Delhi. I think they've been probably what in the bottom four in the past 4 years. 2020 when they came to the final seems
Yeah.
really far back.
Very good. I think that was the pandemic year, if I'm not wrong. That was when
Yes,
they came to
yeah,
finals.
The
Correct.
Mumbai Delhi final when Shreyas Iyer was the
Yeah.
captain, in
True,
fact. So I think it's probably Delhi fans really deserve better and for the team to probably do well. Well, what's interesting is that they have a new captain in Akshar Patel, huge
yes.
responsibility. One
Yes.
of the best spin duo in Kuldeep and Akshar. Uh,
Absolutely.
they have also taken, I think, Mitchell Stark in the
Yeah. Yeah.
auctions, if I'm right.
True.
Yeah,
True.
Mitchell Stark is there. And if nothing like it, if KL Rahul can get going, isn't it?
Yes, I'm wishing for something for KL Rahul because
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
had a resurrection with that Champions Trophies
Yeah.
innings, and I think that that good man deserves some sort of accolades. And
Absolutely.
if he can take Delhi all the way along with his captain, of course, it'll be really fine.
So, yeah, but yeah, I think the big plus is Aksar and Kuldeep bowling. And with KL Faf and I think even Jake Fraser right at the top. I think
Yes.
that's probably, yes. So I'm not putting them in the playoffs. So, yes, my playoffs are, I think, Sunrisers, Mumbai Indians, Punjab, who
Mhm.
sort of pipped CSK out of the way, and of course, KKR. Yeah.
Okay, and if I were to actually take out four teams, uh, I know I want to say Mumbai, but let me see. I'll go with CSK once again because of that strawberry farmer who keeps coming up every year to win the tournament. So for that strawberry farmer and for the legacy that he's left, I'll go with CSK. I'll go with Punjab because of the factors that I'd shared, Shreyas Iyer and Ponting. Definitely going with KKR considering the momentum that they have from last year. Would like to see Rahane maybe lift a trophy. Never know, because good people deserve something at times. And RCB fans, I would like to keep them in the playoff list, but I'm keeping mum at the moment. But let me go with an SRH because they've got some explosive people, explosive players. So these four would be in my list. Well, all right, let me not disappoint anyone from Maharashtra. So SRH slash Mumbai, just to be safe.
Okay. Okay. So but I think I will go if I were to extend a fifth playoff bench to someone. Theoretically speaking, it will either be a CSK or maybe an RCB. It's my
Ah,
city, and so I'm hoping
that's good.
they
Yeah,
have
so that's
one.
good. So you should always keep your city in the reckoning, no matter what. So
Yes.
let's be truthful to that.
Yes, yes. So we just have a couple of days for the IPL to get going on
Yes.
Saturday, the 22nd of March. Abhishek, if I may ask you, what is it that you're really looking forward to?
Yeah, that's a good question. Of course, I'm looking forward for some exciting action. I am still a bit curious about that impact sub rule. I wonder
Mm.
if that is really helping the team. I know a lot of teams say that it helps them keep the balance exact and use a lot of their reserve teams. But is that killing the all-rounder? Is that killing the ascent of someone like a Nitish Kumar Reddy or someone else? Uh,
Mm.
I'd like to see that because has been said about the impact sub rule. I think even Rohit Sharma went on record saying that it's sort of killing the all rounders rather. So
Mm.
I'm hopefully I'll be seeing I'll be looking at that w- with a myopic or rather with a microscopic view. Also, I think just today I read somewhere in the news that uh, it is now okay to apply saliva on the ball. So that saliva rule has sort of been taken off.
Oh,
Uh,
really? Okay.
yeah, so you might see some the white ball swinging, or if that really happens. But
Good.
the saliva rule coming in gives a lot of advantage to the bowlers. They'll start, of course, under the lights, reverse swing, a lot of other things. So that's something to look forward to. And I think in the entire conversation, maybe I'm acting like a fanboy, but the Ponting Shreyas duo and a lot of other duos, of course, even Rahane and Wayne Bravo. These
Mm.
sort of matchups, or rather these sort of small little companies, if I can use them, and how do they strategize to ensure you get great results? I'll be looking into these things. So great action on the field. I'll also look for a lot of strategy off the field because this is a game of a lot of strategy, which sort of results in great outcomes.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. You say that. That actually brings me to the one thing that I am really looking forward to. I think I'm looking at the captaincy dynamics in this IPL.
Correct.
I know there lots of things change whenever the mega auction happens, but this time you sort of see someone like a Rajat Patidar, Aksar Patel, being given the reins, lots of
Correct.
responsibility on them. Someone like even Hardik Pandya, he looks like he's in a good space compared to last year. So how
Right.
that's going to pan? Will Pat Cummins be in similar kind of a space like last year,
Yeah.
and repeat the good performances?
Right.
Shreyas Iyer with the combination, Ajinkya Rani. So there's something about that captain in every team, and Rishabh Pant, of course, with
Yeah.
Lucknow. So I think that's something which I'm very, very interested in. But I'm rooting for my favorite captain, who is Sanju Samson. Yeah, though
Yes.
I'm not put
I
Ara
have
in the
I
bus.
absolutely forgot about Cheta because Cheta is has really I mean to be very honest, Sanju Samson really deserves a longer run in the national team. But if there's someone who's lit up the IPL over so many years, it has to be Sanju Samson. Especially Rajasthan has invested a lot in him, so maybe one trophy under Sanju Samson makes a lot of sense.
Yes, and he alone can actually make that difference for that team
For
because he
sure.
tends to start off well and then it sort of tapers off as the season goes.
Correct.
So let's see. Yeah, all our predictions could just go down the bin. It could all
Yes.
be completely different, four different teams which make it, and surprising winner. Delhi might be winning it, or maybe Lucknow might be winning it.
Correct.
this year. Yeah, that sort of brings us to an end of this episode of Gully Talk. We will be coming to you on a weekly basis, so watch out for us every Friday. Like I said, apart from covering the cricketing action, we will also be covering a very important aspect of IPL, the loyal IPL fan. So there will be some special fun filled IPL fan episodes. More details coming up soon. But yes, if you did like this episode, please keep your comments coming. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching this video in the comment section, please give your answers to this one question, which is who will be the first team to cross the 300 mark in this edition of IPL?
Oh
Yes,
my
I think
goodness.
it's Mumbai Indians. Abhishek, you have an answer for that?
You're betting on Mumbai Indians. I will still keep my bet on SRH because they have to better that 260 odd. So maybe SRH. Yeah, but it's definitely between these two teams for sure.
So we're saying SRH and Mumbai. You keep your answers coming. Hope you had a good time watching Gully Talk. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. Bye bye.